Queen. This is Desmond Booker, your favorite Christian dating and relationship coach and your success coach. Today we are got something very powerful for you today. Again, one of those hot topics. I'm helping everybody else, but what about your dreams, Queen? What about what you're wanting to accomplish? So let's get into this today about even we would call it the helper's trap, right? I want to talk to you today because we are you are currently the strong friend. You're calling everyone, you're helping everyone when their life is falling apart. You're so busy fixing everyone else's business, managing everyone else's crisis, and answering everyone else's quick questions that your own dreams have been sitting on the shelf for months. You're helping everybody else, but what about you? This topic really came up because one of the queens that we were talking expressed this very thing, and then so many other queens said, "That's me too. That's me too." And so I wanted to really address this today to really help those that are procrastinating, right? I'm helping everybody else because why? And that's what we're going to talk about, the because why. Why are you really helping everybody else while your dreams sit on the shelf, while you're continuing to put off what you're really truly desiring to do? And we're going to talk about that today. If you're not just a good person, you're hiding. Okay? You're hiding. You built a fortress out of everybody else's problems. So you have a valid excuse to not face your own. A valid excuse not to face your own. I'm gonna start with these five. I believe these five key points that I want to share with you, and you can choose which one you identify with that helps you, and then we can continue to have this conversation, and you can comment below so that we can begin to have more of a dialogue because I want to help you go from procrastinating to succeeding, right? Procrastinating, no longer being stalled, no longer being at this level, thinking that you're and wanting to do something, but you're still not moving, right? You're still not moving. We're going to get you to moving today. So the first thing is I want to talk about is you're hiding in other people's fire. So you're an expert at solving other people's problems that don't belong to you. Isn't that something? They don't belong to you, but you're helping other people's. It's easier to spend hours on fixing somebody else's business or somebody else's family member's drama, right? It's easy to do that while, guess what? Your own problems are going unresolved. Your own problems are not, or you're not able to face your own problems, solve your own dreams, become who you're really truly wanting to. But solving their fires give you a quick win so you feel productive. Isn't that something? You feel like you are accomplishing things because you're helping other people. But in actual, it's productive procrastination. Isn't that something? You're productively procrastinating. I'm helping others. It feels like I'm winning, when actually I'm not because I'm not working on my own dreams. Yes, it's good to help other people win, but what about yourself? You're using their chaos to avoid the quiet, scary work of your own success. So that is the first one. You're hiding and helping other people's putting out other people's fires. Number two, talking about you're saying yes to them but saying no to yourself. You're saying yes to them but you're saying no to yourself. So when you say yes to an unscheduled phone call, saying yes to somebody else's putting out somebody else's fire, you're saying no to yourself. And the reality is that you have a finite amount of mental energy. You only have so much energy that you can use. And if 90% of your energy is on other people's problems, you only have 10% on yours. Do you see? And so I want to start this project. I want to do these things. I'm going to start this at this time. But by the time you get to starting at this time, you're at 10% because you've helped everybody else. Saying yes to them is saying no to your dreams. Am I saying being mean? No, I'm not saying being mean. I'm saying I want you to really begin to think about how helping others is in a way hindering yourself. Again, we need to help others, but we need to recognize that when we're saying yes to everybody and yes to everything, we're saying no to ourselves. 90% of my energy is going to helping people. Only 10% I have left. And so that's why I'm tired. That's why I'm drained. That's why I'm feeling like I'm helping everybody, but look at my life. I don't feel good about that. Number 2 is that you are waiting for a perfect time. You're waiting for a perfect time. It's not the time yet. How many times have you, I'm waiting on the Lord. This is not the time to start this. When is going to be the time? You said you were going to do it last year, maybe last month, last week. When is the perfect time for you to begin to do this? And so if you're helping everybody else launch their project, launch their thing, help them do that, when is the perfect time for you? Think about it. When is the perfect time for you? We got to stop hiding behind other people's projects and problems. And we got to begin to start launching what we have deep inside of us. Why? The question today is, why are you hiding? Why are you hiding? And these are some reasons why you're hiding. Number 1, let's go back over this. Number 1, you're hiding because you're putting out other people's fires. Number 2, you're hiding because your yes to them is a no to yourself. And then number 3, you're waiting for a perfect time. Number 4, you're afraid of what happens when you actually win. You're afraid of what happens when you actually win. So let's be real. You're scared to hit the next level, right? We're talking about going to the next level. You'll lose your privacy because people, they'll actually see you. Are you afraid to be seen? Again, why are you hiding? This is a trap that you put yourself in and you're hiding. Why are you afraid of them being vulnerable? Why are you afraid of actually succeeding? That when you get to the top, what will they think about me? Who will I lose if I get to the top? Can I take these people with me if I get to the top? You see, this is why self-sabotage is coming in. I could take myself to the next level, but I don't want to because I have a fear of actually winning. Isn't that something? I'm afraid of actually winning because of what other people will say about me or how other people will treat me. I may lose somebody that I want to go to the next level with me, but they're not willing to go. Are you willing to lose people on the way? Are you willing to go and be, as they say, lonely at the top? But guess what? The reality is there's other people at that level too. You'll create more friends. You'll create more people that will be at that level with you. So you don't have to ascend by yourself. Again, you have to frame this and you have to think about this differently. There are going to be, just like you thought when you accomplished that other thing, aren't there people for that at that level when you accomplish that? How much more when you accomplish this next thing, when you go ahead and do what you're supposed to be doing at that next level, what you're feeling led to do, instead of helping everybody else's dreams, helping everybody else's drama. When you begin to help yours, guess what? You'll begin to see there's other people there at that next level too. You need a plan for your time, okay? You need a new plan, okay? So when you reach a new destination, you can't reach a new destination with the same map. And that's what we've been talking about. You can't reach a new destination with the same map, same strategy, the same things that you've been doing. It's not going to work. You're going to have a new plan, and so if your current plan involves hoping people will stop, isn't that something? My new plan is I'm hoping that people will stop asking for help, that they will finally get themselves, I'm going to get them to this level so that they can finally stop coming to me for help. They get them to that level and they still come to you for help. So that's your plan. I'm hoping that people will stop coming to me for help. They will stop and they will solve their own issues. They'll cut out the chaos and the drama in their lives. How is that working out? It's not. Because why? Because if they got that problem, then they're gonna have another problem, and then they're gonna have another problem, and then this person's gonna have that problem. And so you help them, and they get that fixed, and then you help them, and then they get it fixed, and then you have to run back over here. This is why what's going on. This is why that's not a good plan. You need to move from being the reactor to building your own life, to building your own team, to being the executor, the architect of your own destiny. I'm going to create the life that I'm desiring. And yes, I'm going to be helping people along the way, but I'm only at 10% of building mine. So I've got to take some of that energy, that 90%, and I've got to put it back on my own dreams. So yes, it actually carries weight. Success doesn't happen by accident. It happens by what? By design. This is why you have to be intentional about protecting your energy, intentional about who you're connecting with so that you're not drained. Again, we're talking about the helper's trap. This is the trap. I'm helping everybody else while my dreams are simply fading away. I'm losing time. I'm losing energy. I'm losing a drive. How many times are you going to tell yourself no while you're telling everybody else yes? The world doesn't need you to be a permanent crutch for people who won't learn to walk. The world needs you to be the success story you were created to be. You can keep being the fixer and stay right where you are. You can keep being the fixer and staying right where you are, or you can start being the leader of your own life. If you're ready to get out of the helper's trap and finally see the solutions and the success you've been praying for, we got to go to work. We got, this is so good today. Again, we're breaking down those five things that begin to happen when you're beginning to go through these, in the midst of you helping everybody. The reason why you're helping everybody is because you really actually are hiding. And I laid out those five things where you have to begin to identify. Let's go over them really quickly again. You're hiding in other people's fires. You're putting out everybody else's fires. Your yes is saying no to your own dreams. You are waiting for the perfect time. And you're afraid of what happens when you will actually win. And then lastly, you need a new plan for where you are right now, because hoping they will stop asking for help is not a good plan. This is really good today. Hopefully this helps you. Let's continue to talk about this. I'm so glad the vulnerability of opening up yourself and speaking about the procrastination so that we can talk and have a great discussion about this. Let's continue the conversation. Which one do you fall in? I want you to think about that. We definitely need the number 5. We definitely need a new plan. But which one do you need to really begin to address? Where do you fall in? Why do you really honestly feel like you have to help everybody else? What are you really truly hiding from? That identity gap, right? That saying yes to everybody and saying no to yourself. Where do you really fall into that? I want to help you. Let's talk about this. I'm going to open up my books calendar, and I want to be able to talk to many of you that desire to, and let's move you from procrastination to success. Let's go ahead and begin. You're the next success story. The world actually needs what you have. Let's set up a 15-minute call. Click the link in my bio if you are on Instagram. Down below if you're on YouTube. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking this video if you found value in it. Down below, 15-minute free call for you. And then those that are on Facebook, or even if you're on Instagram, you can comment the link and I'll send you the link down below while you commenting that. This has been great. I'm going to run now. Thank you for joining me. Thank you again for sharing and liking this on Instagram. Thank you for following me. Those that are in our another level. You know what? Let me just make this quick announcement. Yes, we do have a Facebook group called Open your mind to prosperity, and you can join that. Open your mind to prosperity, and you can join our group in that. All right, Queens, remember, you don't settle for everybody else's fires, putting out everybody else. Don't settle in that. Settle in what? In knowing that you're going to help more people when you open up yourself and become available to the life that you're desiring, the business, the ministry, whatever it is that God is calling you to do. Open that up, and you're going to help more people from the energy that you have reserved for yourself. Let's take that 90% of helping everybody else. The 10%, let's raise that up so that you can build your own dream. Queens, don't settle. Thank you for joining me.